Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on my Tuesday morning live stream, Bitcoin Basics, where today we'll talk about liquidating Bitcoin, probably a subject on a lot of people's minds today. Um, so let's dive in. All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me. W is here. The question on everyone's mind, why is Bitcoin pumping? We always ask why, right? We always ask why when it goes down, and we always ask why when it goes up. I'm going to pop out chat here. Let's see, move this over here. Oh, come on, where'd it go? What's it doing? I've done this before. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. Didn't know where to grab it. It's like computer mechanics 101. All right, so Scott Lee is here. Aloha, good day. I'm gonna do some liquidation today. For a lot of people are asking me that. How do I sell my Bitcoin once it's in my wallet? How do I sell it? Um, and it's a fair question. It's basically the opposite of what you did to get it in the wallet, right? You withdrew it from somewhere where you bought it and you stored it in your wallet. So the liquidation is the opposite direction, right? You want to take it out of your wallet and store it back in the exchange so that you can sell it. So we'll go through a few of those. I've got some hapless Bitcoin in my Ledger wallet here in this account that is going to get moved around today. There's going to be, I'm going to lose a little bit in fees while I do this, but I'm not. I try to be. I don't know what the word for it is. I try not to worry about the little stuff. People are always asking me, "What's the cheapest way? Where are the lowest fees, and all that?" And I get it. That's it's good to be concerned about those things. But the way I see it is, I might spend a little bit here or there demoing to you guys how to move Bitcoin around. I might lose 20, 30, 40 bucks worth of Bitcoin. It's not a big deal. It comes back to you. Bitcoin just went up by like $1,000 yesterday. So I'm not going to quibble over, a little 30, 20, $30 worth of Bitcoin here and there. Right. So just to let you guys know, I am going to lose a little bit on all these transfers, but I do it for you guys, right? So here we go. Yeah, Bitcoin's like 11 grand today. And why is it 11 grand? Why did it go up? There's every article that you read about the price of Bitcoin that goes into analysis and all that other stuff about why it's going up and what the moving averages are, and all that stuff. There's all kinds of analysis, right? But then in the end, they really don't know. I don't know. I read an article yesterday that was talking about the price, and of course I'm not going to find it. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was this one, but there was. I mean, they were talking about the resistance and all this stuff, and then one paragraph of the article said, really no one knows. Really no one knows why Bitcoin went up yesterday. They can point to a lot of like charting and all this other stuff, but the reality is no one really knows why they go up or down. You can sort of hang it on, fear, greed, news, technicals, and all that. But if they were able to technically analyze the price of any asset and predict it with 100% accuracy, then it wouldn't be a market anymore, right? Everyone would know exactly when it's going up or going down, and the whole thing would just fall apart, right? So there's that element of uncertainty and mystery that keeps markets working, right? So I don't know why Bitcoin went up $10,000, or $1,000 from 10,000 to 11,000. I'm just glad it did, right? And of course, I would say it's because Bitcoin is a breakthrough technology whose time has finally come, right? That's my answer to that question. Why did it go up? It needs to go. It's been, it's valuable and it should be going up. That's my opinion. All right, so let's move some Bitcoin around, guys. Hello, everyone. Scott W, Mark Zeman, Eugene. See, there we go. Where's the best exchange with the lowest fees? Blah, blah, blah. We always want to know what's the lowest, tiniest, so we can, we want to save that $5, $10 or because, Bitcoin might go up, by $1,000. And all right, yeah, I get it, though. I get it. You want to know what's the fastest, best, cheapest way to do it. It's logical, right? It makes sense. So we'll talk about that. Do you ever move profits to Tether? Yes, occasionally. I move my cryptocurrency into Tether momentarily. It's a good way to sort of build, put some money aside, waiting for those red days. So yeah, I use Tether occasionally. I heard that last bull run the transaction fees were really high. The network was very slow. Do you see this as a problem in the future? It's something that W is asking about high fees and slow network performance on Bitcoin in 2017, and that was a reality. My hope is that the infrastructure has improved since then, and we won't get as bogged down as we did then. But it's always an issue. Yes, performance is always an issue with a piece of software. It always needs to be maintained and updated and improved. That's how software works, right? Bitcoin at its core is a piece of software. It's a computer program. It runs, right? There's people that maintain the program. So yes, it does. It will always be an issue when the system gets bogged down. I mean, everything is like that, So anyway, let's do it. Let's go. And Digibyte is up, Scott. Congrats. I'm pretty happy about that. I think I've babbled enough, right? All right. So, okay. So here's the question, right? All right. So I have my Bitcoin, right? I've got my 0.01 Bitcoin. And I'm just happy that it went up and I want to sell it, right? It was worth, I don't know, $100 yesterday and now it's worth 110, right? I'm pretty happy about that. I would like to liquidate this Bitcoin, but it's in my wallet, right? How am I going to sell it for cash and buy some groceries or a new Maserati or whatever I want to do with this profit that I've attained, right? That's the idea. Of course, my thing is Bitcoin is valuable in and of itself, and I'm not so quick to cash out, right? That's everybody's thing. Oh, when it gets high, I'm going to cash out and turn it into real money, right? Money I can spend. My thing is, Bitcoin will be an end in and of itself as we go forward in time, right? You'll be able to use your Bitcoin to pay your taxes, pay your rent, buy a house, buy a boat, whatever, right? So there's this whole idea of cashing it out may, eventually go the way of the dinosaurs, right? But today we're here, we want to cash it out. What are we going to do? All right, so I'm going to start with Coinbase. Why not, right? Coinbase is the cryptocurrency exchange of choice for new users, and it should be because it's very easy to use and it's easy to get yourself signed up. And are you kidding me? I thought I had already done this. Oh, this bites. All right. I'm going to have to enter my master password again. I guess I closed my browser or whatever. All right, so let's do it. All right, got it. All right, so let's go into Coinbase here. And we'll hit sign in. Let's get rid of that. Okay, we need our two-factor authentication from our Google Authenticator. So I'm going to open my Google Authenticator on my phone and get my Coinbase code. It's a temporary code that refreshes about every 10 seconds, right? So it added security. Someone that wants to log into my Coinbase needs my phone, right? All right, so you can see here that there's a little bit in my portfolio, right? I got a little, looks like a $10 bonus from someone that signed up. We both got a little $10 Bitcoin bonus when we signed up. I was the referrer, and I want to thank whoever that was. But you'll notice that it went from $10 to $11. Not bad, right? All right, so I have some Bitcoin in my wallet on my computer, and I want to move it into Coinbase so that I can sell it, right? So let's, the first thing we'll need to do is get into our portfolio and get into our Bitcoin, right? We're ready now. And we want to go over here to the Receive tab, right? We want to receive Bitcoin into our account. I know sometimes the terminology might get you confused. Send, receive where, send where, I don't know. All right, but what we're doing here is we are receiving Bitcoin from ourselves. That's what makes it a little confusing, right? If someone else were sending it to you, it would make more sense, right? Oh yeah, I'm receiving Bitcoin from my friend, right? I'm going to tell my friend, please send me some Bitcoin. I want to receive some Bitcoin, right? So here we go. I'm on the Receive tab. And the Receive tab gives me a Bitcoin address that I can use to send some Bitcoin. So there, I'm going to copy that into my clipboard. I'm going to go back over to my Ledger Live interface. This is the wallet interface of my Ledger hardware device, right? I have Bitcoin stored on my Ledger device. The private keys for that Bitcoin address are stored in this Ledger device. All right, so I have some Bitcoin on the blockchain that I control that's stored in my storage, right? I want to move it somewhere where I can sell it. So let's do that. So the first thing I'll need to do is click Send. Okay, whatever. People are bugging me this early this morning already. All right, so here we go. All right, there's that Bitcoin address of Coinbase. All right. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like on my device here. All right, so in order to send Bitcoin out from my wallet, I'm going to need to sign the transaction, right? Because I control the private keys. I'm going to use the Bitcoin private key to sign my transaction, right? A Bitcoin wallet is composed of a private key and a public key. And from the public key, we can generate receiving addresses. So that's the receiving address of my Coinbase account. So I'm going to hit continue here. And how much am I going to send? Well, let's just say I want to send it all today. Let's just assume that, right? I'll hit continue, right? And there's the transaction, and we'll hit continue one more time. And then I need to sign the transaction with my device, right? So I'm going to navigate using these buttons back and forth over to Bitcoin. And then I'll hit both buttons, right? And then it's going to present the transaction information to me on my device, right? I'm going to use my device to actually sign the transaction. So I'm going to hit, there's the amount. There's the address I'm sending to, right? That's the Coinbase address that Coinbase gave me, right? And there's the accept, right? So I'll hit accept, boom. The Bitcoin leaves my wallet and goes to Coinbase, right? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But that was it. That was the last step, right? And so what you would see is that would go to 0. And then we'd go over here to our Coinbase account. Let's turn this camera off. We'd go over here to our Coinbase account, wherever it is. And that Bitcoin would come in, right? And then what would we do, right? We would have more Bitcoin. Instead of $11, we would have like $120 worth of Bitcoin. And then what, right? Now that it's back in Coinbase, what do? Well, then I could trade and just sell it, right? I could sell it for cash. Now, like for instance here, there's $11.38 worth of Bitcoin, right? I could hit sell now, and then it would be in the cash account. So, only they're gonna charge me $1.49 for that. Okay. But then once I've done that, I could go to my US dollar account, right? And there would be 120, well, almost 120, right? I would have lost a little bit of it when I cashed out. And then we would hit withdraw. And then that money would go into the bank account that's attached to your Coinbase account. When you set up your Coinbase account, you attach your bank account to it or your debit card. Now, if all you have is a debit card on Coinbase, I'm not sure if it'll go back out to the debit card. It might. I believe you need to have a bank account attached to Coinbase in order to cash out, right? And then when you do that, you're going to see it'll tell you it's going to take 3 to 5 days for it to be in your bank account, business days. But it usually shows up within 24 hours if it's during the week or whatever. If you're hitting that weekend, you might have to wait till Monday for the money to be in your bank, right? All right, so that's Coinbase, right? It's basically just telling Coinbase you want to receive some Bitcoin and then using that address in your wallet. So let's try another one. Let's try Coinbase Pro, right? That's another one. So very similar to Coinbase, same company and everything. But the way you move crypto around slightly different, right? This is a little more complicated structure for trading, right? A little more advanced structure for trading, doing lots of stop orders and all that kind of stuff. But basically, the idea is the same, right? I want to. The first thing I'll need to do. So instead of receive, right? Instead of the word send and receive in Coinbase Pro, you get deposit and withdraw, right? So I want to deposit, and when you choose deposit, it always gives you this interface that says, okay, what is it that you want to deposit, right? Well, I want to deposit my Bitcoin, right? So there's my Bitcoin, and in this case, it's coming from a crypto address, right? I have crypto on the blockchain that I want to deposit in my Coinbase Pro account. So I'm going to click that. And then they tell me, oh, only send Bitcoin. Don't send Bitcoin Cash or anything dumb like that or you'll lose it, right? You will. Forever, right? Nobody to call, nothing, right? You cannot make mistakes in crypto. It's all your responsibility. You're right. You're working without a net. All right, so here we go. There is the wallet address of my Coinbase Pro account. So let's do that again. Let's go back over here and we'll do a send. We'll paste in the Bitcoin address. This is a different Bitcoin address because now we're sending to Coinbase Pro. We'll hit continue. We'll hit send max. We'll hit continue again. There we go. And then the transaction comes up for signing, right? I need to unlock that. Right, so let's go back over here. Right, the device is now asking me to release this transaction, right, to sign it. Right, it gives me the information about it. There's the address we're sending to Coinbase Pro. I can choose to accept and send it out, but I'm not going to. I always try to do these, take every step through, but I really. My preference is to hang on to it, right? So okay, so that bombed because I did not sign it. So you can see here I have total control over that transaction. The final piece of the puzzle is me signing the transaction to send the Bitcoin out. All right. So but once we're done and we've got Bitcoin, then we just sell it for US dollar, right? It's not hard. We just take our Bitcoin, we sell all of it, whatever we've got. I guess there's a tiny little bit in here. And then I place a sell order. And then now I've got US dollar in my Coinbase Pro account. And then I can just do withdraw. And we'll go over here to United States dollar, right? That's what happens when you sell Bitcoin. Notice there that the trading pair here is BTC USD, right? So if I have Bitcoin in my Coinbase Pro account, and I place a sell order, I will be trading Bitcoin for US dollars. So when I do a withdraw, then I'm at US dollars. I'll hit US dollars, and I can withdraw to my bank account if I want. Whatever bank account that I have attached to my Coinbase Pro account. Or I can link it to a wire transfer, but I don't have any linked accounts at the moment for wire transfers. That would allow me to wire transfer to someone else's bank account, right? I could set up a whole bunch so that, if mom or dad or brother, sister, cousin needs money, I can have their accounts linked up and I can withdraw directly to them, right? Or if I have more than one bank account, right, I can set up several bank accounts and I can wire money. I could even wire money to other exchanges, right? Bittrex allows wire transfers, so I could wire money over to a different exchange if I wanted to. Or I could just pull it back out to my Coinbase.com account, which I'm not really sure why I might want to do that, because Coinbase.com has higher fees for withdrawal and trading, right? So it wouldn't make that much sense, but it allows you to do that, right? You can do that. So there we go. We can liquidate out of Coinbase. All right. Let's see. Where else can we liquidate? Oh, I've got a good one. Let's liquidate to Crypto.com. Let's do that. Let's hit this. All right. That's going to be my phone sharing. We'll hit this. Okay. I'm going to share my phone with you guys. Please. Please don't do this to me. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, technology, right? All right, so here's my Crypto.com account. All right, I just basically liquidated not too long ago, moved some crypto out of here. So it's pretty much empty, right? If you go over to accounts, you can see that my crypto wallet has like 91 cents in it. All right, so, but I would like to liquidate some Bitcoin. So this time I'll go ahead and move it, right? Just so you can see what happens. And then I can move it back out later with losing a little bit of funds. All right. So let's go. First of all, we want to go to the home screen here. And we're going to do a transfer, right? We're going to transfer some crypto. And the transfer button will allow me to transfer crypto in or out, right? So when I hit transfer, I get that choice. Deposit or withdraw. Very similar to Coinbase Pro, right? Instead of send and receive, it's deposit and withdraw, right? So I want to deposit some Bitcoin, hit deposit, into this account, right? And I'm going to, instead of moving it from my bank account, which I could do, I'm going to use a crypto deposit. So I'll hit crypto. So now it says, okay, which crypto would you like to deposit into your account? We'll choose Bitcoin. And there we go. It says, okay, here's our Bitcoin address. Send us some Bitcoin to this address. Okay, so I'll hit share address and I'll email it to myself. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm not going to take the chance of trying to hand type a Bitcoin address into an interface, right? It's error prone. We want to avoid all errors, right? So, but actually, let me leave that address up so that we can see it. We'll just be able to compare to it. It's on my phone. All right, so let's go back over here. And, well, first of all, we need to get that Bitcoin into our clipboard, right? So I'm going to go over to my email. All right, I'm going to check that email and I'm going to open that email and I'm going to copy that into my clipboard. All right, now that we've done that, we're ready to go. All right, let's hit this. Hit that. And now we can send the Bitcoin to the crypto.com address, right? And we can double check it. We can eyeball it, right? Let's look at it. There it is, 3hug YSD, 3hug YSD, and it ends in 5AUZUM, right? We can look at it all, we can eyeball the whole thing, but this is the same address, right? I'm sending some Bitcoin from my wallet to this address, right? So let's go ahead and continue. I'll go ahead and send the max, and this time I'll go ahead and do it, right? We'll hit continue, and I'm going to open up this camera over here so you can see what I'm doing. Let's hold this guy up. All right, I'm going to get out of the Bitcoin for a second. Just going to quit that Bitcoin app, just so you can see if you were not in the Bitcoin, right? So if I'm at the home screen and I attempt this, okay, the first thing it's going to say is, all right, you're trying to send some Bitcoin, so you need to be in the Bitcoin app, right? So open the Bitcoin app on your device, right? We can move around with these buttons back and forth, right? I want to be in Bitcoin. I'll hit both buttons. There we go. And now that I'm in the Bitcoin app, it should allow me to sign the transaction. All right, so there you go. It says, okay, review the output. All right. Now we've got the crypto.com app open, so we can even confirm that Bitcoin address, right? There it is. 3hug, whatever, AUZUM at the end. Looks good to me. So now I'm going to accept, right? I'm going to go ahead and send it out. Now I have to confirm the fees, right? Now these are not fees for crypto.com. These are fees you incur on the Bitcoin network when you send Bitcoin, right? That's how the Bitcoin works, or Bitcoin network works, right? Users that use Bitcoin and move value around pay a slight fee to the network, and then miners who maintain the Bitcoin network by mining Bitcoin and processing transactions are rewarded for their efforts, right? It's a communal thing, right? There's nobody in charge of Bitcoin. The blockchain network runs decentralized by mutual cooperation, right? People that move Bitcoin around are willing to pay a small fee for that privilege access, and people that actually run mining software and machines that maintain the Bitcoin network are rewarded with transaction fees for the transactions that they process. They are also rewarded with new Bitcoin that gets minted when they discover blocks, right? But that's beyond what we're talking about today. All right, so there, I just moved it. Now I can also hit view details, and it's going to give me a rundown of that transaction, where it started, where it's going. I can even view it on a blockchain explorer, right? This is a Bitcoin blockchain explorer, and you'll see there that the transaction, there we go. This transaction saved 42% on fees by upgrading to native SegWit. We've talked about the different types of Bitcoin wallets that you can create. There's SegWit and there's native SegWit. That's funny. Yeah, native SegWit. You'll notice here in my notice that Bitcoin has now gone to 0. It's not completely confirmed yet, but it has gone out, right? You'll notice that I have two types of Bitcoin accounts here. I've got a native SegWit account and a SegWit account. When you send and receive on native SegWit, let's hit receive here. You'll notice the Bitcoin address starts with BC1. That was different than the ones we saw on Coinbase, right? They were generating non-SegWit addresses. Because there's a bit of a transition period, not everybody has native SegWit wallets, right? So there needs to be a little bit of backwards compatibility. So most of the exchanges will ask you for a non-native SegWit address because they want to be compatible with everybody, right? They don't want to have someone try to send them Bitcoin and have it fail because they're using native SegWit and the user does not have that, right? They want to be compliant. They want to be universal, right? Eventually, I think we'll all switch over to native SegWit. So, and if we look at my SegWit account, right, and hit receive and continue, right, we're going to see that familiar format that starts with a 3, right? So that's the difference. But most of the exchanges like Binance and Coinbase will allow you to use a native SegWit address when you do withdrawals, right? But today we're making deposits, right? Now, it might be a few minutes before we actually see the Bitcoin arrive in our crypto.com account, right? I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take today. It might take longer than usual. I don't know. But we'll deal with that when it comes in. I'll get an alert that tells me that there's a pending Bitcoin transaction. Now, they may not. We'll wait and see, right? I might get it quick, I might not. But while we're waiting, I'll go ahead and take some questions, and hopefully by the end of the live stream, within the next half hour or so, I'll be able to demo how we cash out that Bitcoin using the crypto.com app, right? Because there's two ways to do it in crypto.com. I can whoops, my chair. We could transfer it to our bank account, or we could top up our MCO Visa card so we can make purchases in the real world. I like that. That's cool. All right, so I've been babbling for a while. I'm sure there's some people mad at me because I haven't responded to their question yet. You got to get a thick skin when you do live streams on YouTube. I had somebody else the other night on Friday, they called me a D-head because I didn't answer their question. I don't know what it is, but it's like I do my live streams for like an hour and a half, and like the last 5 minutes, I get a bunch of people coming in asking me questions. I'm like, dude, the live stream's almost over. I don't have time to answer a 15-minute question. But anyway, that's between me and everyone else, right? All right, so my gold is outperforming my holdings other than Digibyte. That's good news, Scott. For making a trading successful one. Oh boy, someone's spamming me, and I didn't even notice. That's the way it goes. All right. So here we are. Yes, we're cashing out crypto today. This is the best way. Now, what are the best ways to cash out crypto, right? Well, we did Coinbase, right? Coinbase was going to charge me like $1 or whatever it was for a $10 Bitcoin transaction. So that's really not the best way, right? Now, Coinbase Pro, I believe, ended up with better fees on a withdrawal, right? So I believe Coinbase Pro is probably better than Coinbase proper, right? Now, Binance US is similar to Coinbase proper. Binance US will also allow you to cash out from using your bank account, or send it back out to your debit card. I believe they'll do that too. But their fees, they have fees as well. They may not be quite as high as Coinbase, but they do have fees, right? It's just we live in the real world. The real world is such that the financial powers that be are going to charge you their little slice whenever you need to interface with them, right? Whenever you need to move money out of Bitcoin back to bank accounts or cash and whatever, you're going to have to pay the price, right? There's always going to be a little fee here and there. So, and every exchange is different. Some exchanges make some things cheaper and other things more expensive. Like their trading fees may be zero, but their withdrawal fees might be high. Or their withdrawal fees might be zero, but their trading fees might be high, right? They always get you some way because they're running businesses, right? It's capitalism. It's the way it works. A much cheaper way to cash out your Bitcoin is to spend it directly. And we'll see more and more of that as time goes by, right? If someone wanted me to pay for something using Bitcoin, and all they wanted me to do was send them a certain amount of Bitcoin, then the only charge I would incur would be that very small fee of the Bitcoin blockchain, right? So I can think of a really cheap way to cash out my Bitcoin is to simply spend it in the real world. I owe someone money. If they'll accept Bitcoin, then okay, great, I'll send you some Bitcoin, and our debt is cleared now, right? I was able to settle that debt, and the only charge I got out of it was that small Bitcoin transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain, right? If I had to send them Venmo or something else, then I might incur some higher fees. Who knows? All right, so let me go down here and see. CCP is very dangerous. I feel for the public there. Is that the Chinese Communist Party we're talking about? Just like China is doing. Oh. Any left here? POTUS will let us use our Digibyte. IRS. Oh, okay. So that's where we're talking about the IRS. Best way to cash out crypto. Want to know the best options. Uphold works like Coinbase, kind of. Yes, you could also cash out to Uphold. That's another way we could do that. Right? So let's get this out of the way. So if we go to Brave Rewards and we choose Withdraw Funds. I'm disconnected. Why am I disconnected? Well, maybe Uphold's down today. It's like taking a while. That's kind of weird. Waiting for Uphold.com. Okay. Maybe Uphold's in maintenance today. But that's another way you can cash out crypto. You can cash out your Brave Rewards using Uphold. And you can also transfer your Bitcoin into Uphold, just like you could Coinbase or Coinbase Pro or Binance US, and cash out, right? So no, I don't just like Coinbase. I use Coinbase because it's a good example and a lot of people are familiar with it. Like I prefer to cash out using crypto.com personally, because I think it's quicker and easier and a little more convenient. And okay, so okay, here it comes. Finally, nope, didn't make it. That was weird. Okay, all right, let's try that again. Let's see if Uphold. There we go. Uphold. Okay. All right, so if we're in the Uphold account, right, we can do the same thing. We can let's see, add funds, right? We can hit add funds, and we can fund with a cryptocurrency or token, right? So we'll hit fund. And see, this is a little different. Instead of deposit or receive, they're calling it fund, right? So it's slightly different. So I want to fund from a Bitcoin account, and the card does not have a crypto address. Okay, well, this is a different card. Oh, I see. It's better to do it like this, right? It'd be better to go, I have a BTC card already, right? So there's my BTC card. So it would make more sense to use the BTC card. It would have done it on the Brave card, but it would have generated a Bitcoin address and then converted it, and then it's kind of weird how Uphold works, right? So a better landing spot would be the BTC card, right? Uphold has several different types of accounts, right? We want to liquidate our Bitcoin, so we'll do the BTC card. We'll do send cryptocurrency. Is it saying send? No, wait a minute. Let's go back. Okay, yeah, well, I'm sorry. We want to add funds, and we want to fund with crypto, and we go to Bitcoin, and there we go. There's that Bitcoin address, right? And you'll notice that's the older SegWit address, right? It's not a native SegWit address. They want to be compatible with anybody that sends them Bitcoin, right? So I can copy that into my clipboard like that. Or I could scan it with a wallet that supports QR codes, right? Phone-based wallets, I can just use the QR code. I can scan it with my camera, right? And then I would go over back to my Bitcoin account in my ledger, right? You may be holding your Bitcoin in other types of wallets too, right? We've been demoing the Ledger Live wallet today, but we could just as easily have been doing it from, say, the Atomic wallet. The Atomic wallet is very similar. I could hit Bitcoin and then send it out to Uphold. Hit send, paste in that Uphold address, and then do a send all. There's nothing in there. And then I'd hit send, and I believe I need my user password, right? The private key for the Atomic wallet is on my computer. So in order to sign a transaction, it's going to ask me for my password when I go to send. And then the signing part happens from, internally on the computer, right? So that's another way we could liquidate our Bitcoin, right? We have Bitcoin in our wallet, be it a desktop-based wallet like Atomic, or a hardware-based wallet like Ledger Live, where, the private keys are held on a device like this. however you store your Bitcoin personally, and you're ready to spend it, you need to transfer it back somewhere, to an off ramp, right? An exchange of some kind, right? So, and we talked about several exchanges today. Now, once we got this in Uphold, we could sell it, right? We would have Bitcoin on our Bitcoin card, which we could send to a bank account, right? Or send to a different card, right? I could send the value on my BTC card over to my Uphold cash card, my US dollar card. I could do it that way. Lots of different ways to move money around on Uphold, right? And then once it's on the US dollar card, then I could send it to my bank account directly, right? And boom, there it goes, right? I've already added my checking account to Uphold, so I could easily transfer any value out that I've liquidated my Bitcoin holdings to my bank account, right? And it's going to tell me the same thing, 3 to 5 business days. But it usually comes within 24 hours, depending on your situation, right? How to trade is selling Bitcoin for US dollar, the actual trade. Yeah, the trade can be, the trading that we're doing here today is mostly just kind of on the interface is very simple, right? It's a swap. It's like, okay, you want to move this, trade this for that, right? Now you can use a little more fine-tuned trading techniques on like Coinbase Pro or Binance or Binance US, where you have more tools for fine-tuned trading, like stop orders, limit orders, market order, all that kind of stuff, where you're more precise in the way that you do it, right? These types of interfaces, like Uphold, where they're just saying, okay, swap one for the other, they're doing the trading under the hood, right? As far as you're concerned, it's just an even swap, right? There's going to be little fees under the hood and that kind of stuff that are going on. But these types of interfaces, like Uphold and Coinbase.com, just the regular Coinbase, and Crypto.com, simplify the interface a little bit, right? But yes, they're all trade. That's a trade. When I swap one thing for another, I'm doing a trade, right? Which are taxable, all right? Yes, 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 yes. You're going to get charged taxes for these. Got to keep that in mind. All right. Okay. Hi from Spain. It's great to watch you during my afternoon. Great instructions from a great professor. Go on, CryptoDad. Thank you, Frederico. I appreciate that. Okay, Scott's going to go eat breakfast. Cool. Juan is still around. Boomer Tech. Okay, we talked about trading, what that is. Does Coinbase or Binance cover losses deriving from hacking? I mean, at some point, assets have to be there, even if one has a hardware wallet. Yeah, the cryptocurrency exchanges have different mechanisms of insurance. Binance got hacked in 2019, and they were able to cover those losses to their users from a fund that they established. Like a kind of a crypto slush fund from trading fees that Binance was maintaining, and they were able to cover those losses, right, when they got hacked. So yes, and I believe Coinbase and some of these more traditional financial institutions are going to guarantee your funds. So yes, hacking is not as prevalent on the exchanges as it was. The big hack in 2011, I can't remember, Mt. Gox, the Japanese cryptocurrency exchange, that was a devastating blow to Bitcoin when Mt. Gox got hacked. A lot of people lost a lot of Bitcoin in that hack. But they have become, cryptocurrency exchanges are a lot more robust now. They have a lot more insurance, and they're more legitimate businesses now. Coinbase is a huge company with a lot of financial wisdom behind it, and regulatory compliance and all that, compared to Mt. Gox, right? Mt. Gox was kind of a somebody with a few servers in Japan that was running a cryptocurrency exchange, and they got hacked, right? But those things don't happen as often as they did before. They still happen, and some people still lose money on hacks. That's why it's better to hold your money in your own wallet, so that you're totally responsible for it. Because no one's going to hack your wallet if you follow all the security protocols properly, right? So when you want to sell it, you simply move it to the exchange and sell it right away. You don't leave your crypto, on the exchange long term, right? That's how we avoid those exchange hacks. You don't pay any crypto loose fingers. You don't pay any fees when withdrawing fiat to PayPal account on Coinbase.com in the UK. All right, well, that's cool. That's good to know, right? And I believe that in the US you can also link to your PayPal account now on Coinbase. I haven't done that, but that's cool. That's good to know, right? That's a good deal on that, right? It was funny because Coinbase was going to charge me to withdraw to my bank, or I don't remember if it was to my bank or to trade from Bitcoin to cash. I can't remember which one. I think it was trading from Bitcoin to cash they were going to charge me. But if I had Bitcoin already in Coinbase that maybe I had bought and decided to liquidate that to PayPal, I wouldn't pay fees, right? But then again, you're holding your Bitcoin on Coinbase. But Coinbase has cold wallets and that kind of stuff. So it is a lot. It can be as secure as your own wallet, but you're still depending on them for custody, right? Just like when you put money in a bank, you're depending on that bank to be available to you when you need your money, and it might not always be that way, right? If you hold the private keys, then the money is always available to you, the Bitcoin, whatever you're storing. Yes, Dad is correct. You still have to pay fees to buy and sell crypto on Coinbase. Someone speaking in Russian. I wish I could translate that. I don't know. That's like Google Translate. Let's check that. I want to see that. Google Translate. I want to see this. I want to see it happen. Let's try. Hey, it worked. What altcoins are better for me to buy in the midterm? Well, that's a whole nother subject. We're talking about liquidating Bitcoin. But, my advice on altcoins is stick with the winners. Stick with the top 10, 20. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it is like a long-term. Let me just show you here what I'm talking about. Gotta find it here. Price charts here. For altcoins, I tend to stick with the sure bets, right? The top tier coins. So Bitcoin, Ethereum is a great altcoin. Been doing really good over the last few months. XRP is up there in the top. Not that crazy about XRP. It's not a pure cryptocurrency because it's controlled by one company. But it is a great technology and all that. Not too crazy about the Bitcoin clones. Got a fly in here, and he's attracted to all this light that I've got going. But here we go. Cardano is another great altcoin. Right, been doing great. About to do something exciting at the end of this month, the 29th. Litecoin is kind of a Bitcoin clone, but it's got its own following. It's got its own code base. It was forked from Bitcoin a long time ago, but it's also a fast and cheap way to send crypto. There we go. Crypto.com coin. Number 9 by market cap. Crypto.com. Man, this fly is just... What is it about flies? It's like they know. It's like they're trying to bug you. It's like they fly right in your face. Boy, and yeah. I'll just go get the fly swatter when this is over. He's right on my key light. All right. So anyway, so we're crypto.com has a native cryptocurrency, CRO, which is number 9 by market cap. So bully for them, right? Binance Coin is another good altcoin. Binance being one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world, right? I'm not too crazy about EOS. A little too. I don't quite understand. You know, it's like you have to pay. You got to know somebody who's already on the network if you want to be on the network. It's like this doesn't seem like a free and open blockchain, right? Chainlink, another good one, right? Involved in the DeFi space, right? So you can just kind of go down the list here on coinmarketcap.com and just take a look at all these. If someone's telling you about the next great coin and it's practically worthless and it's hard to find on exchanges, you're running a risk there, right? Not only are you running the risk that you might not be able to, that it could lose its value, right? But a small coin is sparsely populated on small exchanges. The value can be moved very quickly by huge orders, right? So I would try to stay away from those small coins, unless, of course, you have done your research in and out, and you know it's a great coin, it's going places, and you're willing to buy a little of it and hold it long term, right? This in and out stuff is going to break you eventually, because that's basically gambling, right? And yeah, you might get lucky, but you might not, right? Better strategy is long-term holding, right? And then I'll just touch on Monero, which is a privacy-based coin. It's not transparent. A lot of people want to keep their financial transactions private. Good people and bad people, but mostly good people, right? There was a story today about, Bitcoin on the black market, and, there's all these bad players that have Bitcoin and whatever. And okay, we get it. They've been telling us that Bitcoin's for criminals, since the very beginning, trying to discredit Bitcoin. Well, it didn't work, right? Bitcoin is still around. But anyway, this article that was talking about how much Bitcoin is held by bad actors, it was like 4 point something percent of Bitcoin, right? That means that 95% of the people that hold Bitcoin are legitimate people, right? Using it for legitimate purposes. So why try to taint Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? Because, a small percentage of the users are doing bad things with it, right? Same with cash, right? There's a lot of bad guys, laundering cash and using cash for arms sales or whatever you want to, So we can't, you're always going to have bad people in the world, and they're going to use whatever cryptocurrency is their choice. So, but Monero is private, and there are a lot of people that want to keep their transactions private, and so Monero has been doing well over the last few months. All right, so let me go down a little more here. Can you make paper copies of BTC? Yes, you can create a Bitcoin wallet. If I can find this or not. Of course not. Oh, it's like, let me try that. Let me Google it. There it is. Bitaddress.org. All right. So if you go on this site, you can move around. It's going to generate a random private key for you, right? Bitcoin addresses are created by generating random private keys, very long numbers, right? And there we go, right? Now, I would never put Bitcoin in this one because I just revealed it to all of you. And you probably wouldn't want to generate this paper wallet while you're connected to the internet, right? You would want to download this little website app. You can do that and just run it in your browser while you're disconnected from the internet. And you could, once you've created this thing, you can print it, right? It'll be on paper, and then you've got this public address where you can send Bitcoin, right? Just like we've been doing all day, right? Sending Bitcoin to an address, and it will be stored in this address. And then you can pull this piece of paper out and scan that QR code or check this address for the current balance, right? But the Bitcoin is basically offline. Now, you don't want anybody to see this. This is the private key, right? You don't want that to be revealed to anybody. So you might want to like fold it and, you know, tape it so that the only thing showing is that public address, and store this in a safe place. And you can send Bitcoin to this address all day long, right? Every time you buy a little Bitcoin on Coinbase, you can withdraw to this address and it will be stored on paper. The only problem with that is a little bit inconvenient to get your Bitcoin out of a paper wallet, right? You would need to sweep the private keys into a Bitcoin wallet and then cash out. But a good, solid way to store Bitcoin, right? Not as convenient as a hardware wallet, but maybe more secure, you might think, right? All right, let's go down a little more. I still haven't received the alert that my Bitcoin has arrived in my crypto.com. Check the address. And hi, Rex, I was hacked. I had ADA on Yori wallet and connected to question to my Ledger X. The extension on Google was bad but repaired. My ADA is not there, however. Can you help? I really can't help you recover something that's been hacked. I'm not a hacker, right? And most of these people out there that say they can help you will take your money and not help you, right? So we've talked about that responsibility. If you use, if your crypto gets hacked because you're using a bad extension or a malware extension or something like that, it's pretty much gone, right? The extension stole your private key and they emptied your wallet or whatever they did, right? It's gone now, right? If you reveal your private key, see this private key right here? You don't want to reveal that to the internet. Same with any cryptocurrency. Now that private key might be stored on your computer or on this device or whatever, but if you connect this device to a bad Ledger extension, and that's been done, there's Ledger extensions. I think the Ledger extensions tell you to type in your recovery phrase, right? I don't think it's possible to actually steal it directly from the device. Although it might be, right? If it might ask you to press the buttons to reveal the key, right? But once that's done, it's gone. I hate to say that. I know it sounds harsh, but that's the way it works on the crypto world. And even if you know where it went, you can't get it back, right? Bitcoin transactions are irreversible. So anybody that's out there telling you that they, you know, that so-and-so hacker is going to recover all your funds for you is lying, right? They're going to take more money from you, and then you'll have lost your Bitcoin and the money you paid that hacker. So please don't, just learn, lesson learned, and move on with your life, right? I know it stings, but that's the way the world is sometimes. If I sent it from my Daedalus wallet to Yori, would it be sent to the address? I don't know exactly what you did, John. I'm really sorry. But it sounds like you probably sent it to an attacker's address. What is better, ETH or BTC in case of value appreciation or use cases? That's a question for the ages. You have to decide that yourself. Which one is better, BTC or Ethereum, right? That's a question for the ages. They're both, high-end cryptocurrencies, right? Right up there, number 1 and 2 on market cap by market cap, right? So some people like Bitcoin because it's stable. It's been around forever. It's more people recognize it. It's accepted more places. Ethereum was a little bit of an improvement on Bitcoin, but program-wise, right? It does more things than Bitcoin. It can run smart contracts. It's involved in the DeFi. So both Bitcoin and Ethereum have their pros and cons. When you compare them to each other, Bitcoin is a currency only, right? That's all it does, right? It's just a currency. It's a program that runs, a blockchain. But Bitcoin itself is basically just a currency, right? It's like a dollar or a yen or whatever. Ethereum is a little more than that, but it has value. You can trade it and buy it and sell it and, make profit or loss or whatever. But it also runs dApps, decentralized apps. It can also host coins. It can also host DeFi platforms. So it's more expanded than Bitcoin, right? But as you can see, Bitcoin is worth a lot more than Ethereum right now. So you have to make that choice. If we buy altcoin on a low price and when it gets high and we earn like $1 million, how can we withdraw that kind of money? Of course, we want to sell it at the best price. Of course, yes, you might be a millionaire. This whole live stream has been about liquidating your cryptocurrency, right? When we're dealing with large amounts, like $1 million, then that's a little different, right? But I believe when we did a withdraw on Coinbase Pro, what is that, 50 grand? All right, so 50,000 daily limit, right? So if I got $1 million worth of altcoin, it's going to take me a while to get it out to my bank account, right? So you'll have to do what I maybe just rewatch this video. We've talked a lot about liquidation here, but if it's $1 million, maybe you need to find somebody that is willing to give you $1 million for the Bitcoin, right? And that's fraught with risks and difficulties, right? How can you trust this person, right? So you're better off just like using it, keeping it, maybe convert it to Bitcoin, which is a little more stable, or a stable coin before your altcoin goes back down. Who knows? If it's $1 million today, it could be less than $1 million tomorrow. But basically you're going to need to convert it to either a cryptocurrency or a stable coin, and follow the rules on withdrawals, right? You're not going to be able to withdraw $1 million in one day, right? But you might find someone that's willing to accept 500,000 Bitcoin for a French villa in the countryside, right? So that might be a way to liquidate out all that value that you've accumulated, right? But we're not millionaires yet, right? So we still live in the real world. But that's one way. What's the best crypto digital storage coin? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'd say Bitcoin, and the best digital storage is a hardware wallet, like a Ledger Nano X. There are other hardware wallets out there. There's Trezor, Ledger. There's Trezor, there's Elipal. There's a lot of hardware wallets out there. Let's just talk quickly because we're running out of time and my Bitcoin never arrived in my crypto.com account. But we've been talking about liquidation all day. So let's just assume that the Bitcoin arrived in my crypto.com account. And now I'm ready to liquidate, right? So I could, I could go here to transfer. And in this case, I would do a withdraw, right? And then it would say, okay, what do you want to withdraw? Well, let's say, okay, I want to withdraw some of my Bitcoin. Or let's say, oh, I'm sorry. No. Let's see. All right. Damn, I wish that Bitcoin had arrived and I could explain to you how this works. Well, let's see here. Let's try this again. Let's withdraw from crypto, and it's not doing what I expect it to. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. All right. It's not going to let me do that. Okay. It just didn't come in time for me to explain how this works. I'm sorry. We'd trade, right? We'd sell. And of course, it's not giving me all the options because there's no Bitcoin in the account. But we would sell the MCO and then send it back to our fiat wallet, right? Our United States dollar wallet. This is very similar to what we did on Coinbase, right? And once we had it in fiat, we could do the withdrawal, right? So if we go to the fiat account, right, I can transfer that to my bank, right? US dollar, and I would send it back out to my Chase account. That's one way. But the coolest way, I think, to cash out on crypto.com, and there's the question that someone asked me about, okay, I made $1 million, what do I do? You could transfer, let's say you made $1 million with Elrond, right? You could deposit Elrond in your crypto.com account, and then you could use Elrond could be sold for Bitcoin or Ethereum or true US dollar, and then you could top up your card, right? So when we top up the card, which is a physical MCO Visa card that's attached to this crypto.com account, I can take that card and use it in the real world, right? I can take that card to the grocery store. I can take that card to the jewelry store. I could take that card to a hotel and rent a hotel. So all I need to do is deposit the crypto in my crypto.com account and then convert it to a crypto that I can use for topping. You can top up with several different cryptocurrencies. You can see Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, EOS, or Stellar, or Paxos Standard, or true US dollars. As long as I've converted to one of those, then I can use one of those to top up my card, and then I've liquidated the crypto, and now it's on the card, and I can spend it in the real world. I could also take that MCO Visa card to a bank and go to the ATM card and withdraw cash, right? So I don't have the card right here, but I'll explain it to you. Right? If you've got a crypto.com account, which I'm showing to you on your phone, right? You can also get a card that you can use in the real world, right? Your MCO Visa card. So, and that's what I'm referring to down here when I show you this top up, right? This MCO Visa card is like a debit card, and I can liquidate my crypto out to that card and spend it in the real world. As you can see, I spent some at the liquor store last night, at the Meijer, at the grocery store. You can use it online for USPS, for sending. I think I use that in the actual post office. But you can buy things online too. It's pretty cool. You can see there I made some purchases on Amazon using my MCO Visa card. All money that I gained by liquidating crypto. So this is another great way to liquidate crypto. And you'll find that there are more and more companies out there that are going to be allowing you to liquidate your crypto out to a card, right? Binance just announced that the Binance card is now available. So if you've got a Binance trading account, then you can get a Binance debit card and go liquidate your crypto and spend it all day long. Unfortunately, Binance is not available in the US, right? But maybe Binance US will soon have a crypto debit card, and then we'll have that option as well. So I think that's pretty cool that you can just top up a physical card and use it to buy things in the real world, or go to an ATM and make a withdrawal to cold hard cash. And that happens right away, right? Whereas these withdrawal options that we talked about on Coinbase Pro and Coinbase and Uphold and all these other places, when you withdraw back to your bank account, there's a delay, right? There's like a 3 to 5 business day delay. Whereas when you top up cards like a Cryptarium card or a Crypto.com card, I believe Uphold has a card too that you can top up. And that's another fast, easy way to liquidate your crypto. Okay. No, I'm Scribbin. I don't know anything about Lion's Share compensation plan. I don't know if it's a pyramid. It usually is a dead giveaway when they start telling you to pull other people in, right? Whenever there's some kind of deal where they say, hey, this is a great business model, it's a great plan or whatever, the plan always involves you going and finding more people to bring them in to the fold. That's generally a dead giveaway that it's some kind of pyramid thing. Okay, Ryan, what is your opinion on seed phrase storage for someone that must cross several borders? My biggest concern is getting something like a crypto steal confiscated by a foreign border guard. That's a great question, Ryan. Yeah, you really don't want your crypto steal getting confiscated, especially if it's your only copy of that phrase. But even if you have another copy of another crypto steal somewhere else with that same phrase, and it got confiscated, maybe somebody there at the border guard would know how to restore that seed phrase and empty out your wallet, right? You don't want that happening. So inter-border travel, you might want to be a little more serendipitous about it. You might want to hide that seed phrase in plain sight. You might have some correspondence on your person, like a letter to somebody, and then inside that letter are the 24 words. You know where they are, but it doesn't appear that it's a 24-word recovery phrase. It just looks like a letter, something of that nature. You could have it written down on a tiny little piece of paper that you have stuck in your wallet, or written on the back of a photo that they wouldn't really suspect, right? Because it's just in your wallet, right? They're probably not going to go through your wallet piece by piece, right? So there are ways of hiding seed phrases in non-obvious places that might be a better way to move from one. You could have the crypto steal with you, but it doesn't have the seed phrase that that has all your crypto, right? The seed phrase that has all your crypto is somewhere else, like written inside a book or on a piece of paper or something like that. Or you memorize it, right? You could have it memorized. Some people are able to do that, right? Or you could have like 20 words and you've memorized the last 4, because those 20 words are useless, right? Unless the last 4 words are there. So that might be another easier way. And then once you get to your destination, then you would reconfigure your crypto steal with the correct phrase and put it away wherever it needs to be stored, right? So cross-border travel, it could be risky, right? But I don't know that they would confiscate a crypto steal. They might, because of financial regulations, right? Because I've traveled internationally before, and I believe there's restrictions, like you're not allowed to take over $10,000 in cash, or at least when you come back to the U.S., right? They're gonna ask you, do you have more than $10,000 in cash? So yeah, there are ways that smart people can move their seed phrases around under the radar, right? So that would be my suggestion there. Do you know any firms who deal with fraud and track them down? I got scammed a few months ago by a website called Crypto Variants, and then the website disappeared. I don't know any firms that do that, but if they stole your crypto, it's pretty much gone. You might get some satisfaction if you're able to track down these people and maybe sue them or whatever, but the chances of you getting your money back are pretty slim. Right? Buyer beware, right? Don't, give people your money if they're not a sure thing. Do your research. And if they're professional scammers and the website's disappeared, they've probably covered their tracks pretty well. But I don't know firms that do that, to be honest with you. How do transactions are processed in the Ledger Wallet apps? Do they go directly through CryptoCoin Web, for example, or some Ledger Wallet servers first? They're processed on the blockchain. Although when you connect your Ledger to your Ledger Live, it does do a genuine check on the Ledger servers. So the Ledger device is somewhat dependent on Ledger servers to connect and do its thing. There are other hardware wallets that are only dependent on the the Bitcoin blockchain itself, right? A little more less dependent on a centralized type server, right? That's one of the weaknesses of the Ledger device is that it does have to connect to Ledger, but that's a security feature, right? It's a security feature to double check that your device is totally genuine and that you're using, that your coins are safe, right? It does a genuine check, but it is sort of dependent on Ledger, right? There are other types of wallets, like a paper wallet doesn't care. The paper wallet, it can be the coins can be swept into any old wallet, right? So, but anyway, yes, try not to get frauded. And I'm going to close now. I'm a little over my allotted time. But please don't, please, be always wary of crypto scams. BTC giveaway. And I was watching a YouTube video and an ad was running. Here's one. Oops, it's not going to take me there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, these are just kind of articles about the scam. But whenever you see like 5,000 BTC giveaway, I'm trying to find it. I think this is it. Ah, okay. Let's see if we can get him to. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's a scam. Whatever. But some of these other ones are when like Elon Musk was giving away Bitcoin, Steve Wozniak was giving away Bitcoin. It's always the same. Oh, okay, yeah, here it is. They'll show the person talking like in a forum or something about this great opportunity, and they'll have a Bitcoin address where they want you to send Bitcoin. And see here, it's kind of hard to see, but they're going to double it, right? Send 1 BTC, receive 0.1 BTC turns into 0.2 BTC, send 0.5 BTC, you'll get 1 BTC. I kind of do the math. Okay, I get it, right? You're going to double my Bitcoin. These are all scams. Please do not send Bitcoin to anybody that you don't know, right? Anybody that comes on a video or, in a chat, in like a Telegram chat or WhatsApp chat or any kind of thing like that where they contact you, unsolicited contact, right? You didn't ask, you didn't talk to them or know them. They just like popped into the chat and started pretending to be somebody famous or whatever, or somebody from tech support, or you get a call on the phone from anybody that tries to say, you owe money, we're from the IRS, or we're, whatever, you're going to go to jail unless you pay us. Don't fall for that kind of stuff. It can happen in the real world. It can happen in the crypto world. Please do not send anybody Bitcoin for any reason if you don't know them. And you'll see people in the comment sections of my videos that are telling you, hey, so-and-so hacker retrieved all my, he retrieved 15,000 BTC for me. He's the greatest hacker in the world. Here's his, and you go and this guy will tell you to send him crypto. Please don't do that, guys. Please be safe with your crypto. Do not send it out to people. It's not a get rich quick thing. Store your crypto, keep it safe, keep your recovery phrase safe, all that good stuff. And please don't send crypto to people. I will never contact you. Some people have sent me emails saying that I contacted them on Facebook, and I don't even have a Facebook account, right? I would never contact you out of the blue and ask you to send me crypto. Just don't do it, right? Anyway, guys, I gotta go. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned a little something today about liquidation, so that if you're storing Bitcoin in your own wallet safely and securely, you know how to liquidate, right? It's a good skill. You don't want to wait until it's an emergency to use those skills. You want to practice those skills, just like any kind of training, right? If you want to ride in a horse competition, you're going to need to practice, right? You don't want that jump over that fence to be the first time you've ever done it right at the competition, right? That would be foolish, right? The same with Bitcoin. You want to transfer Bitcoin back and forth, learn, practice, so that when it's time to, liquidate that $1 million coin that you just won, or right, you bought a coin and it went to the moon, and it's time to liquidate. You don't want that to be your first time you've ever moved a Bitcoin or altcoins around, right? You want to put some have some practice in that. All right, so my goal with crypto is to be a part of the decentralized financial revolution, to free ourselves from the traditional financial system, which is debt-based, and take responsibility for my own crypto, and make a little profit on the way, hopefully, right? We all want the value of the cryptocurrency that we own to go up in value, so that we can buy stuff we like, right? So anyway, I'm going to sign out tonight. I really appreciate, or today. I'll be here again. I do a live stream every Friday, I do a live stream every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me for the live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions. I'll do my best to get them answered. I'll move crypto around for you, and I hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon. Kayaknya berdarah sedikit deh, tapi tidak apa-apa gitu. Cuman kok jadinya